The Colts released Peyton Manning. Was it the right move, and where does he end up next? We discuss. My name is David Brickley, alongside Kevin Figures and Jason Riley. The Indianapolis Colts released the face of the franchise, Peyton Manning. Kevin Figures, was it the right move?
At this point in time, it was the right move. He's coming off the neck injury. You don't know if he's going to be able to come back healthy. That team was abysmal last year. Even if Peyton Manning did play on that team, you know what? Maybe they make the playoffs. They probably win 9 or 10 games, and they probably get ousted in the first or second round. It's clearly a time for them to rebuild. One of the best quarterbacks in the draft, 2 of them are actually sitting right there, ripe for the picking.
Right.
And it's very rare that you can go transition possibly from one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time to one of the greatest quarterback prospects of all time. I think it's a perfect storm right now for the Colts to move on.
I think even if Peyton Manning proved that he was 100% healthy and he's going to continue on for a couple more years, the fact that the Colts owed him a $28 million bonus on March 8th. I mean, even if he is 100% healthy, you're double thinking that. As a business decision, the Colts probably made the right move, Jason.
I don't think so. I don't think they necessarily made the right move because you have Peyton Manning. I argued last year that I thought he was the MVP of the league, even though he didn't play, based on the Colts record. I still stand by that.
Yeah.
But here's my thing: is it's like me making a bet with somebody, and my maximum return on my bet is the same amount that I bet. So what's the ceiling for someone like Andrew Luck coming out of the draft? Probably to be as good as Peyton Manning.
Sure.
So my best case scenario is this guy, whoever they take, could be as good as the guy that I already have.
Doesn't Manning only have, even if he is healthy, another 2 years left of elite play? And let's face it, he's had 3 neck surgeries in the last year. Mm-hmm. He went over and got some stem cell therapy. The only thing we have seen is a grainy YouTube video on the campus of Duke University, him throwing a few, 15-yard and outs. If that's the only thing I see, and I'm Jim Irsay, I'm not giving the guy $28 million, and I'm not going to invest him in the future of my franchise.
Yeah, this is a pretty serious injury. So we're talking about neck here. I mean, one false shot, God forbid, he can be paralyzed or something could happen to him. You're stemming the future of a franchise, and that's the word future is important here because, like you said, he only has a couple of years left. Andrew Luck or RG3, whoever they decide to draft at the quarterback position, is going to be there for a sustained period of time. They're going to have a chance to rebuild around that player.
And I think with Peyton Manning, even if he does come back, like you said, I think he's one hit away from being knocked out again. I don't think he'll ever be 100% again. And I think we'll talk about what teams we think he'll go to, but once he goes to that team, I think he has, someone sacks him and he's right back to square one.
Well, you're certainly changing the culture if you go move on from Peyton Manning. Obviously, you bring in a rookie. Andrew Luck could end up being great. I think it'll probably take a few years for either of these guys to be anywhere near that level of success that they're eventually hoping that he's going to be. But I think what you're also saying is they could have had best of both worlds. Keep Peyton Manning, also draft Andrew Luck, and you don't have to pick between one or the other. Better guy in all of the NFL to mentor a guy who could become one of the greats than Peyton Manning. I don't understand why you have to change the culture right now, but I will say this. I'm excited about it for one reason. And you look at Peyton Manning, you look at his whole career.
Here we go.
He's a nice guy. He's had a relatively easy life. Even when he struggled in the clutch, he's kind of got a media pass.
He's smiling already.
Right. Peyton Manning's a nice guy. Right. And now maybe we see Peyton Manning with a chip on his shoulder and an FU season and an FU season after that and an FU season after that like we've never seen from Peyton Manning. Well, I'm excited to see what happens.
Even if you're angry at the Colts, and Colts fans, some of them I'm sure are livid, I mean, the Colts have given Peyton Manning $173 million over his career. If you break that down, that's 40 cents every single second since he's been drafted since 1998.
Great math.
I mean, I think that's pretty good. So they've taken care of Peyton Manning.
Right.
They're not going to give him the $28 million bonus when they only have a grainy, YouTube video to go off of over at Duke. So the question remains, though, where is Peyton Manning going to next? The teams that we've heard of, the big teams on top, the Dolphins and the Redskins, but then you also have the Jets, Cardinals, Seahawks. People have thrown around the 49ers. Where do you think Peyton Manning? Not where he ends up most likely, but the best fit for Peyton Manning for him to be successful. He wants to win a title.
He does want to win a championship. This might going to throw people for a loop here, but I like the Miami Dolphins situation. I know it's a new head coach and a new regime there. They have a lot of talent. That defense played really well last year. Decent, not great running game. Reggie Bush broke out of nowhere. They have a great receiver in Brandon Marshall. The problem is the last couple of years they have nobody to give them the football. Yeah. You get Peyton Manning in there with a running game and with a good defense. I know the New England Patriots went to the Super Bowl last year, but they didn't have the greatest defense this past year. They have deficiencies. They have holes. The Buffalo Bills are taking a step back here. I think the Dolphins have a chance to be a competitive team next year, and Peyton Manning could maybe put them over the top.
Jason, where's he end up?
I know this is going to shock everyone that knows me, but I think not just my own bias, but I think he's a good fit in Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
Shocker.
For the Chiefs.
I'm done with this.
No, I mean, you look at the situation.
Here we
Montana did something very similar back in the mid-'90s. He
That worked
almost
out well.
got that team to the Super Bowl. You know, you're building around a situation where Matt Castle's on his way out. Obviously, he hasn't produced the way we'd hoped. We, as in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Got a mouse in your
You've got
pocket
a good number one in
What position
Bo.
do you play for the Chiefs?
You've got Jamal Charles in the backfield. You got a fan base, maybe the most loyal fan base in the NFL. They packed that place out.
Can't
He's
argue
going to
with
be
that.
beloved. He's going to be the biggest thing to happen to Kansas City maybe ever. He has a chance to take that franchise who hasn't won a Super Bowl since 1962 back to the Super Bowl and be beloved forever.
I think
in Kansas City.
he wants to go wherever he has the best shot to win a Super Bowl. I don't think the Chiefs, unfortunately, Jason, I'm sorry, are the best fit. I love the Arizona situation just because Larry Fitzgerald. And then the 49ers, I mean, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're good with Alex Smith. But if they did it, I mean, everything around him is absolutely perfect, from the head coach to the defense to the backfield with Frank Gore.
Sure.
That would be scary. At the end of the day, though, I don't think he's going to be healthy. I mean, everybody thinks he's just going to come back and do what he did a couple years ago. I don't think he's going to give that. And that being said, I think these teams now need to worry about, are we going to invest our franchise? Are we going to trade Alex Smith? Are we going to, eat the money that we were supposed to pay Kevin Cobb in order to bring somebody in that may just get hurt or may never be what he was?
And see, that's another reason why I picked the Dolphins, because it's a low-risk move for them. They're let Chad Henne go. He's no longer on the roster. They don't have anybody else to replace. If you're a Washington Redskins team, you're probably talking about, trading guys out. You have Rex Grossman. He sucks. You're going to have to,
Grossman is a fine NFL player. How dare you?
Of course he is. Went to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
all on his own merit.
Yeah.
The Chiefs invested a lot of money into Matt Castle. Whether or not he's produced or not, that's a lot of money they put into that contract. Talking about guys having to move guys in and out, whereas Miami, it's a perfect situation. There's nobody that needs to be moved out. It's
no state tax.
No state taxes for
South
him.
Beach.
They can pay him whatever he
Not
wants.
a bad place to live.
And also a competitive team, I believe.
I hear
too.
his wife likes that idea too, to live in South Beach.
I have heard that.
That's what I'm hearing. But we want to hear from you. Was it the right move by the Indianapolis Colts to trade the face of the franchise, Peyton Manning? And where do you think he will end up? Make sure to comment below. As always, like this video. And it's absolutely free to subscribe to our channel. Don't miss a single episode right here on SportsTalkNetwork.tv.